Chapter 12. Light. Quick field focus. Reflection of light. Formation of images by a plane mirror. Multiple images. Dispersion of light. The human eye. Defects of vision. Visually challenged people. Braille system. Eye care and nutrition. Light is a form of energy which gives us the sensation of vision. With the help of light energy we see things around us. You can see things around in sunlight but cannot see in the dark. You have already learnt about the different properties of light. We see things because of the phenomenon of reflection of light. The moon that we see in the sky shines because it reflects the sun's light. Let us discuss this phenomenon in detail. Reflection of light. When light falls on an object, some part of it is absorbed by the object and some part bounces back. The bouncing back of light from the surface of any object is called reflection of light, and thus we are able to see that object. Activity 1. To demonstrate the reflection of light, take a plain mirror and cover it with a black sheet of paper. Cut a thin slit at the center, which will serve as a narrow passage for the light. Light a torch and shine it onto this mirror. You will observe that the light that falls on the mirror gets reflected only from the narrow slit and produces a very narrow beam or a ray of light. There are two types of reflection: regular reflection and irregular or diffused reflection. Regular reflection. When the parallel beam of light falls on a shiny or polished surface, it gets reflected away as a parallel beam of light. This is called regular reflection. Irregular or diffused reflection. When a parallel beam of light falls on a rough or uneven surface, it gets reflected in various directions. This type of reflection is called irregular reflection. You have learned that when a light ray falls a shiny surface or a mirror, it bounces back in opposite direction. The ray of light which falls the surface is called the incident ray, and the ray of light that is called the reflected ray. The reflection is governed by some laws known as laws of reflection. To study and understand these laws, let's first learn about some important terms related to this phenomenon. Difference between regular and irregular reflection. Regular reflection. Irregular reflection. A. It occurs on smooth, shiny or polished surfaces, e.g., plain mirror, still water. Irregular reflection. A. It occurs on rough or uneven surfaces, e.g., rippling water, a piece of cardboard. B. The reflected are parallel to each other as the incident rays. B. The reflected beams are not parallel to each other. C. The image of an object can be seen in plane surfaces. C. The image of an object falls as diffused or irregular. Due to such reflections. Angle of incidence. It is the angle between incident ray and the normal at the point of incidence. Angle of reflection. It is the angle between reflected ray and the normal at the point of incidence. Normal. The line drawn perpendicular to the surface of the mirror at the point where the ray of light falls is called normal. The laws of reflection states that when a light ray is incident on a plane surface, then I, angle of incidence, is equal to the angle of reflection, and E, the incident ray, reflected ray and the normal all lie in the same plane. Activity 2. To show that angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Take a sheet of white paper and fix it on a horizontal drawing board using drawing pins or cello tape. In the middle of the paper, draw a line AB. Place a plain mirror strip exactly along this line. Fix it in position with plasticine or wooden blocks. Draw a line perpendicular to the line AB. This acts as the normal. Now, draw another line PO meeting the line AB. This is the incident ray. Place two common pins at any place on this line. See the reflection of the pins in the mirror. Now, on the other side of the normal, place two pins exactly in line with the reflection you see in the mirror. Pull out the pins, and draw a line through these pin points. You will see that the line drawn meets. B at O. Measure the angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Now repeat this activity by putting pins on lines drawn at different angles and measure the angle of incidence and reflection in each case. From the above it is clear that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This is the first law of reflection. Now remove the mirror from the setup of activity. You will find that the incident ray, reflected ray and normal all lie on the same plane, i.e., they lie on the paper. This is the second law of reflection. Formation of image by a plane mirror. Stand in front of a plane mirror. You will see your image in the plane mirror. Now try to touch it. You cannot touch your image because it is formed behind the mirror. Such an image is called a virtual image. It cannot be obtained on screen. Now carefully observe your image and tell whether it is smaller, bigger, or equal in size. You will find it is of equal size as yours. So, we can say that a plane mirror forms a virtual and erect image which is of same size as that of the object. Now, raise your right arm. You will see that your image raises its left arm. Similarly, if you touch your left ear, your image will touch its right ear. This is called lateral inversion. The phenomenon due to which right of the object appears left and left of the object appears right, i.e. left-right reversal of an object and its image, is called lateral inversion. Now move away slowly from the mirror and observe the size of the image. Then move slowly toward the image and again observe carefully whether the size of your image changes or not. When you move away from the mirror, your image also move away, and when you come close to mirror, your image also come closer to the mirror. In both the cases, the size of your image does not change. Characteristics of the image formed by a plane mirror. The image is formed behind the mirror. The image formed is virtual, erect, and of the same size the object. The image formed is laterally inverted. The image is formed as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of the mirror. By using the laws of reflection, we can prove that the distance of the image from the mirror is equal to the distance of the object from the mirror. Real and virtual images. The images that can be obtained on a screen are called real images. If you stand in front of a photographic camera and your friend clicks your picture, your image is actually formed on the photographic film of the camera. Thus, the image actually gets formed on a screen. Such an image is called a real image. On the other hand, some images cannot be obtained on screen. Such images are called virtual images. Differences between real and virtual images. Real image. Virtual image. A. It can be taken on a screen. A. It cannot be taken on a screen. B. It is always inverted. B. It is always erect but laterally inverted. Activity 3. To observe virtual image by plane mirror. Place a plane mirror PQ on a white sheet. A point source of light O is placed in front of the mirror. Two rays OA and O starting from the point source O, obey the laws of reflection, and get reflected along AB and CD. Draw a normal from the surface of the mirror PQ at points A and C. Draw the reflected rays at points A and C as A, B and CD. Extend the reflected rays A, B and CD backwards, such that they meet at point I. For person who is viewing from point A, both the reflected rays, A, B and CD, appear to be coming from point I. However, the reflected rays do not really meet at I, they only appear to meeting there. Thus the image formed at I is virtual. Join point O and I. Let O intersect the plane mirror PQ at L, then measure the distances between all and Li. You will find all is equal to Li. This clearly proves that the image formed is as far behind the mirror as the object is in the front. Try these. Answer these questions in short. 1. What is reflection? 2. State the first law of reflection. 3. State the first law of reflection. 4. What is a real image? 5. What is a virtual image? 6. What are the characteristics of the image formed by a plane mirror? Multiple images. If two plane mirrors are placed parallel to each other, we do not get two images. However, by varying the angle between the two mirrors, get a number of images in them. When a hairstylist wants to show you the back portion of your head, he holds a mirror at the back of your head, so that you can see your hair in the mirror in front of you. In fact, you can see infinite number of images of your hair. Thus, infinite number of images are formed when two plane mirrors are placed parallel to each other. This happens due to multiple reflections by plane mirrors. The concept of multiple reflections can be clarified by performing following activity. Activity 4. To obtain multiple images by using the plane mirrors. Arrange two plane mirrors at 90 degrees to each other. Now keep a candle between the mirrors and look for its images. You will notice that a total of 3 images are formed. The primary image I2 of the candle is due to mirror 1. The primary image I2 of the candle is due to mirror 2. The secondary image I3 may be considered to be the image of I1 in mirror 2 or the image of I2 in mirror 1. The images I3 is brighter than I1 and I2. Two plane mirrors incline to each other at an angle from many images of object. It happens because the image formed by one mirror acts as the object for the second mirror. The number of images formed by two mirrors placed at an angle can be calculated by the following formula. Number of images, n, equals 360 degrees divided by angle between the mirrors 1. Here 1 is subtracted because of the loss of one image due to overlapping of two images. Solved examples. Example 1. Calculate the number of images formed between two mirrors when the angle between is 60 degrees. Theta equals 60 degrees. Number of images, n, equals 360 degrees divided by theta minus 1. Or, n equals 360 degrees divided by 60 degrees minus 1. n equals 6 minus 1 equals 5. Therefore, 5 images are formed. Example 2. At what angle should two plane mirrors be kept so that 14 images are formed? Number of images, n, equals 14. Number of images, n, equals 360 degrees divided by theta minus 1. Or, n plus 1 equals 360 degrees divided by theta. Or, 14 plus 1 equals 360 degrees divided by theta. Or, theta equals 360 degrees divided by 15. Therefore, theta equals 24 degrees. Example 3. If two plane mirrors are kept at right angles to each other, how many images will be formed? Solution. Here the angle theta is 90 degrees. Number of images, n, equals 360 degrees divided by 90 degrees minus 1 equals 4 minus 1 equals 3. Therefore, 3 images are formed between the two mirrors. Kaleidoscope. A kaleidoscope is a device that produces a beautiful patterns of light. It works on the principle of multiple reflections of height. It consists of 3 mirrors inclined to each other to form multiple images of the object in front of it. The setting of the mirrors is at a 60 degrees so that they form an equilateral. A kaleidoscope creates beautiful patterns which change on rotation. Activity 5. To make a kaleidoscope, take 3 equal-sized pieces of mirror and stick them together with a sellotape, with their shiny sides facing inwards, so that they form a triangular tube. Cover one end of the triangular tube with a transparent plastic and fit it firmly with a sellotape. Put some broken pieces of bangles in it and cover the other end of the triangular tube with stiff paper. Make a peephole in the center of this paper. Your kaleidoscope is ready. Look through the hole. You will see beautiful patterns. As you rotate the kaleidoscope, you will see numerous changing patterns. Step to make a kaleidoscope. Beautiful patterns in kaleidoscope. Dispersion of light. You must have seen rainbow in day sky after rain. You can also see colors of a rainbow in a soap bubble light. In the same way, when light is passed through a prism, it splits into 7 colors. The phenomenon of splitting of white light into its component colors is called dispersion of light. The band of 7 colors formed by a prism is called spectrum of light. The beautiful rainbow seen after rain is due to dispersion of light through the water droplets in the atmosphere. The water droplets in the atmosphere are in the form of prisms. In a rainbow, the red color is at the top while violet is at bottom of the spectrum. The red color is least deviated from the path by the prism and violet color is most deviated. As the red-colored light is the least deviated from its path, it can be seen from a large distances, so it is used in traffic signals to stop vehicles. Activity 6. To form a rainbow, fill a glass or plastic container with water. Keep a mirror inside the water at an angle of about 45 degrees to the wall of the container. Position the whole arrangement in such a way that the mirror faces the sun. Then adjust the position of the container till the mirror reflects the sunlight onto the nearby wall and enjoy seeing a beautiful rainbow formed. When two prisms are kept in parallel position and inverted with, then we get white light back. This happens because the dispersed color of the first prism passed through the inverted prism, converging back to white light. Try these. Answer these questions in short. 1. What is kaleidoscope? 2. What do you mean by dispersion of light? 3. What do you mean by multiple reflections? 4. How many images of a candle are formed if you place it in between two mirrors kept at an angle of 30 degrees from each other? The human eye. Our eyes are the most precious and valuable gift of nature. Eyes are our sense organ which help us to see things around. Our eyes are a natural camera. The eye consists of an eyeball which is nearly spherical in shape. The eyeball is kept firm by the jelly-like substance called the aqueous humor in front of the lens and vitreous humor behind the lens. The eyelids protect the eyes from injury and shut out light when not required. Different parts of an eye are discussed below. Sclera. It is the outermost covering of the eye that is made of white fibrous tissues. It protects the internal parts of the eye. Cornea. The sclera continues in the front of the eye as cornea, which is the transparent portion of the eye. It protects the internal parts of the eye. Cornea. The sclera continues in the front of the eye as cornea, which is the transparent portion of the eye. It protects the eyes and also helps in focusing light. Iris. The colored part of the eye behind the cornea is iris. It regulates the amount of light entering the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil. No more. Pupil is a tiny hole in the center of the iris. In dim light, the iris pupil enlarges to allow more light to enter the eye. In bright light, the iris makes the pupil contract, to reduce the amount of light entering the eye. Lens. A double convex lens lies behind the iris. It is held in position by the ciliary muscles which can change the thickness of the lens and hence its focal length. The lens focuses light to form an image on the retina. When ciliary muscles relax, the lens becomes flatter and thinner for distant vision, and when they contract, the lens becomes thicker so that eyes can focus on nearby objects. Retina. It is a delicate membrane just behind the eyeball. It acts as a screen on which the image is formed. It has light-sensitive receptors called cones and rods. Cones are sensitive to color, while rods are sensitive to light. Optic nerve. It is a bundle of nerves that connect the rods and cones of the retina to the brain. They carry optical messages in the form of electrical signals to the brain. Working of the eye. Light rays coming from an object enter the eye through pupil. The lens focuses the light rays to form an inverted image of the object on the retina. The rods and cones of the retina get activated and generate electrical signals, which are sent to the brain by the optic nerves. The image of an object formed on the retina is smaller than the object. It is sent to the brain through the optic nerve. The brain interprets the image as being erect and of the correct size. Blind spot. It is an area on the retina that does not have cones or rods light-sensitive receptors. As blind spot is present at the junction of the optic nerve and the retina, no vision is possible at this spot. Activity 7. To demonstrate the blind spot. On a plain sheet of paper, mark a dot on the right and a plus sign on the left at a distance of 15 centimeters. Place this sheet 50 centimeters away from your face. Close your left eye and stare at the plus mark with your right eye. Slowly move your face towards the paper and keep looking at the plus mark as you move. At a distance of about 30 centimeters, the dot disappears because the image of the dot falls on the blind spot of the eye. It will reappear if you move closer. Similarly, if you close the right eye and stare at the dot with the left eye and follow the same steps as you did above, the plus will disappear when the image of the plus falls on the blind spot. Persistence of vision. Ability of the eye to continue to see images even after the object is removed is called persistence of vision. This happens for a very short time, about 1/16th of a second. This forms the basis of the principle of cinematography. Power of accommodation. Ciliary muscles control the lens and help us to see both near and far objects clearly. When the eye focuses on distant objects, the ciliary muscles relax, thus reducing the thickness of the lens. When the eye focuses on close objects, the ciliary muscles contract, thus making the lens thicker and reducing its focal length. Thus the ability of the eye to adjust focal length of the lens so and to see objects clearly is called power of accommodation. A normal eye can see clearly from a distance of 25 centimeters to infinity. The least distance at which a normal eye can focus itself is called the near point, which is generally 25 centimeters for an adult eye. It is also called the least distance of distinct vision. The maximum distance at which a normal eye can focus an object is called the far point. For a normal eye, the far point is at infinity. Defects of vision. You must have seen many people suffering from various defects of vision. This may be due to nutritional deficiencies, wrong reading habits, genetic disorders, age, etc. Some defects of vision are discussed below. Short-sightedness or myopia. Some people can see only nearby objects clearly but cannot see distant objects clearly. This defect is called short-sightedness or myopia. In such a defective eye, the image of a distant object is formed in front of the retina and not on the retina itself. It can be corrected by wearing spectacles with concave lens of appropriate focal length. A concave lens of appropriate power or focal length can bring the image of the object back on the retina itself. Long-sightedness or hypermetropia. Some people can see only distant objects clearly but cannot see nearby objects clearly. This defect of vision is called long-sightedness or hypermetropia. In this case, the image is formed behind the retina. This defect can be corrected by wearing spectacles with convex lens of appropriate focal length. Eyeglasses with converging lenses supply the additional focusing power required for forming the image on the retina. Cataract. Till a person is around the age of 45 years, the shape of the lens can be changed. This allows the lens to focus on an object, whether it is close or far away. With the increasing age, proteins in the lens begin to break down and the lens becomes cloudy. What the eye sees may appear blurred. This condition is known as a cataract. Old people often suffer from blurred vision. Cataract can be treated surgically or through laser by replacing the eye lens with a new artificial lens. Visually challenged people. People whose vision is extremely weak or are blind are said to be visually challenged people. They cannot see because their retina, optic nerve or cornea may have failed to function properly. Non-optical aids like visual aids that provide the required size of words, appropriate light intensity etc. help a person with poor eyesight to see. Optical aids like lenses and magnifiers are used to correct vision. Let us discuss about an important non-optical aid, the Braille system. The Braille system. Braille system is used by the blind persons to read. It is based on the sense of touch. It was developed by Louis Braille in 1821, who himself was visually challenged. In Braille, the text is printed on a thick sheet of paper in the form of raised dots, which represent letters, numbers, punctuation marks, etc. The symbols consist of up to 6 dots. 2 horizontal dots and 3 vertical dots in a rectangular array. In that array, one or more dots are embossed, so that they are projected slightly above the surface of the thick paper. Such a rectangular array of raised dots is called a Braille cell. A visually challenged person can recognize these raised dots as letters with the touch of fingers. Blind people use a white cane with a red tip to improve mobility and to detect obstacles on the way while walking. Some famous visually challenged persons. Ravindra Jain, an Indian music composer, was blind from birth. Ravindra Jain was born blind to well-known Sanskrit scholar and Ayurvedacharya, Pandit Indramani Jain and Kiran Jain. He composed music for many movies and television serials. He won the Filmfare Best Music Director Award in 1985. Helen Adams Keller was an American author, political activist and lecturer. She was the first deaf-blind person to earn a degree of Bachelor of Arts. She was a prolific author, and was outspoken in her anti-war convictions. A number of the Socialist Party of America and the Industrial Workers of the World, she campaigned for women's suffrage, labor rights, socialism and other causes. She was inducted into the Alabama Women's Hall of Fame in 1971. She became a world-famous speaker and author. Stevie Wonder, an American singer, has been blind from infancy. He continues to perform even till date. He has recorded more than 30 US top 10 hits and received 22 Grammy Awards, the most ever awarded to a male solo artist. Eye care and nutrition. Our eyes are windows to see the outside world. It is very essential to take care of them. You can take care of your eyes in the following ways. Do not rub your eyes with dirty hands or a dirty cloth, as germs can enter your eyes and cause infection. Do not read in a moving vehicle. Wash your eyes frequently with clean water. Do not read in very dim or very bright light. If you feel a strain in your eyes, visit a doctor and get your eyes checked. Vitamin A is good for eyes. Hence, include it in your daily diet. Foods like spinach, carrots, cod liver oil, papaya, mango are rich in vitamin A for a better vision and healthy eye. Try to include these foods in your daily diet. Try these. Fill in the blanks. 1. There are no rods and cones at the junction of the optic nerve. This is called the. 2. A person suffering from can see near objects but cannot see distant objects clearly. 3. When the eye lens becomes cloudy or opaque, a person is said to be suffering from. 4. Lens is used to correct myopia. 5. Carrots and papaya are rich in which are good for eyes. 6. Is the outermost covering of the eye. 7. The tiny hole in the center of the iris is called. 8. The pupil in dim light. 9. Rods and cones are sensitive to. Quick recap. The human eye consists of the cornea, iris, pupil lens, retina, optic nerve, ciliary muscles, sclera blind spot. The ability of an eye to continue to see an image for a fraction of a second even after the object is removed is called persistence of vision. Near point of a normal eye is 25 centimeters and its far point is infinity. Visually challenged people use the Braille script to read. Some people suffer from visual defects like myopia or hypermetropia or cataract. Eyes are very important sense organs. We must take proper care of them. Reflection of light is the bouncing back of light from the surface of an object. The two laws of reflection are: the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection and the incident ray, reflected ray and the normal lie in the same plane. Multiple reflection is the phenomenon in which we see multiple images of the object because the image formed by one mirror acts as the object for the second mirror. The phenomenon of splitting of white light into its component color is called dispersion of light.